A 2000-year-old Second Temple period burial cave, designated the Salome Cave, one of the most impressive burial caves discovered in Israel, was recently uncovered in the Lachish Forest. The excavation was carried out as part of the Judean Kings Trail Project, led by the Israel Antiquities Authority, the Ministry for Jerusalem and Heritage, and the Jewish National Fund. The burial cave continued in use in the Byzantine and early Islamic periods, becoming known as the Salome Cave, due to a popular tradition that identified it as the burial place of Salome, the midwife of Jesus. The excavation of the courtyard uncovered a row of shop stalls that, according to the excavators, sold or rented clay lamps. In the shop, we found hundreds of complete and broken lamps dating from the 8th–9th centuries common, say Nir Shimshon Paran and Zvi Fire, excavation directors in the Israel Antiquities Authority Southern Region. The lamps may have served to light up the cave or as part of the religious ceremonies, similarly to candles distributed today at the graves of righteous figures and in churches. The burial cave in the Lachish Forest was first exposed 40 years ago by antiquity looters who broke into the cave, following which an archaeological excavation was carried out by Professor Amos Kloner of the Antiquities Department. The cave comprised several chambers with multiple rock-hewn kakim, burial niches, and broken ossuaries, stone boxes, attesting to the Jewish burial custom. The Jewish custom of secondary burial in stone ossuaries is well known in the archaeological record, but the surprise was the adaptation of the cave into a Christian chapel. Judging by the crosses and the dozens of inscriptions engraved on the cave walls in the Byzantine and early Islamic periods, the chapel was dedicated to the sacred Salome. The name Salome, or in Hebrew, Shalom or Shlomit, was a common Jewish name in the Second Temple period and was also known in the Hasmonean and Herodian families, say Paran and Fire. According to a Christian tradition, Salome was the midwife from Bethlehem, who was called to participate in the birth of Jesus. She could not believe that she was asked to deliver a virgin's baby, and her hand became dry and was only healed when she held the baby's cradle. The cave itself was excavated many years ago, and now the Israel Antiquities Authority is exposing the elaborate cave forecourt. The court, extending over 350 m, is surrounded by ashlar stone walls and has stone slab and mosaic floors. The entrances leading into the cave and the interior chapel were exposed. Some of the stones carved with fine decorative vegetal designs, including rosettes, pomegranates, and acanthus faces, characteristic Jewish features. The forecourt and the cave itself attest that the family tomb belonged to a wealthy Jewish family who invested much effort into preparing the cave. It is noteworthy that the court leading into burial caves was usually hewn out of the rock and not elaborately built of ashlar masonry as this forecourt. The veneration of Salome and the use of the forecourt and the cave continued down to the 9th century common after the Muslim conquest. It is interesting that some of the inscriptions were inscribed in Arabic, whilst the Christian believers continued to pray at the site. Salome is a mysterious figure, say the researchers. The family tomb attests that its owners were a family of high status in the Judean Shephelah in the Second Temple period. The cult of Salome, sanctified in Christianity, belongs to a broader phenomenon, whereby the 5th century common Christian pilgrims encountered and sanctified Jewish sites. The name Salome may possibly have appeared in antiquity on one of the no longer extant ossuaries in the tomb, and the tradition identifying the site with Salome the midwife developed, the cave becoming venerated by Christianity.